Hi, this is Paul Moore from Paul Moore Photography. I've made a couple of attempts of trying to get a YouTube channel up and running, but up to now I wasn't too sure what direction I wanted to go with it or what type of content I wanted to post on that channel. But I decided that what I'm going to do or try to aim to do is to basically talk about my own experiences in photography. And just give a little bit of background. Back in January, after having worked for 30 years in the world of finance, I decided to quit my job and set up my own photography business. Now I'm kind of still in that half terrified, half excited stage, and not too sure how things are going to work out, but I'm enjoying the journey so far. But what I'm going to do is talk about maybe some of the pitfalls involved in setting up a business, but also some of the benefits of it as well, and talk about photography in general, talk about the types of cameras that I use, the editing techniques that I use. I do a lot of workshops on photography, and particularly on using mobile devices to help with your photography. And I'll be covering some of the contents from those workshops in these videos as well, just to give you a flavour of what to expect if you were to attend one of these workshops. But I decided just to start off this morning, I'd just talk about people that want to take their photography more seriously. They might have started off, like I did a number of years ago, taking photos with a mobile phone, and they want to take that next step just to improve the quality of their images, or just take things a little bit more seriously and have a little bit more control over the photos that they take. Now, an awful lot of people make the mistake of thinking that they need to go for a high-end DSLR camera to get the best quality photos. Now, while it is true you will get very, very good quality photos with a professional full-frame camera, the problem with that is, having come from something like a mobile phone, the amount of settings and options that are available on a professional DSLR camera can be very overwhelming, and an awful lot of people just get disheartened because the quality of the images aren't what they expected, because they just don't know how to set the cameras up properly. So what I would say is that if you're starting out and you're looking at your options in terms of just your first camera, something like this, the Fuji X30 or similar cameras, say like the Sony RX100, or we could look at some of the Olympus or Panasonic mirrorless cameras, are very good options. One of the reasons these are so good is that they have very, very good auto modes for people that are starting out, so you don't have to be overly concerned with settings, but then they can be used fully manually as well once you get a bit more confident with how the cameras work. And another thing that I like about these little cameras is that they have what they call an electronic viewfinder, which means that when you look through the viewfinder, as you change your settings, you can see how it's going to affect the lighting in the scene. So as you increase your shutter speed, you'll see how the image will darken, or if you basically change the aperture, you'll see how the scene brightens and darkens depending on how you change the aperture on the camera. So it just gives you a very good idea of what the final image is going to look like, and it just helps you in terms of knowing how the various different settings affect the photo that you're going to take. And one of the other things I like about a camera like this, it's so small I can bring it with me everywhere. But the other thing is it can connect by Wi-Fi to my phone, which means that when I'm out and about, I can take photos on the camera, transfer them by Wi-Fi then across onto my phone and edit them on the phone. So I don't have to wait till I come back to my laptop and start editing on the laptop. And it adds to the spontaneity of taking photos. For example, this morning I dropped the kids to school, and I decided I'd go up to a local forest because I thought the bluebells might be out, and luckily they were. But I could have wasted time coming back to the house, getting my camera gear and going back up again. But I just decided I'd pop out, take a couple of shots of this, and then what I did is when I got back to the car, I transferred a few of them onto my phone and edited them then and there using the Snapseed app. Now, the Snapseed app is an app that I talk a lot about in my workshops. It's a very powerful photo editing app that's available for mobile phones, and it's actually cross-platform, so it actually works on iPhones, Android phones, whereas some apps that I would use would only be iPhone only. But the Snapseed app is a very powerful app, and it's absolutely free, so you should feel free to check it out. But I'm just going to show those photographs now, just to give you an idea of the type of quality of photos that you can get with a little camera like this, and just by tweaking them ever so slightly in the Snapseed app. All I would have done in this case is I would have just brightened them up a little bit and then cropped some of them just to change the composition on them. But have a look at the photos and see what you think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those. As you can see, you can get very, very nice images with little compact cameras. The technology has improved so much over the last number of years that even though this camera has a very, very small sensor, it still captures very, very nice photos. And one of the things I like about this little Fuji is that a lot of people would talk about the famous Fuji colours, but it's true that the colours really do pop in the JPEGs that this camera produces. So on my professional gear, I shoot all my photographs in RAW, and which requires an extra level of editing. But with this, I just shoot everything in JPEG, and it just means that this would be what I call my fun camera. I don't take the photos as seriously that I take with this, but it's just purely for myself, just to go out and take a couple of shots. But look, if you want to find out more about my fledgling business or my thoughts on photography, or even just look at some of the workshops and some of the tips and techniques that I will cover over the forthcoming videos, just hit the subscribe button below. And I hope you enjoyed this first attempt. So thank you. Bye.